So the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I made other videos about this, but basically, who actually bombed it? People wonder all the time, who actually bombed it? Well, the answer is Papa, or basically Mr. Brown or Mr. Black. Basically, there's like one leader of the black race, or one leader of well, there's actually 20 or five actual leaders of black people from from Africa to America or whatever. There's Mr. Brown, Papa, and Papa's Boys, and also Mr. Black, and a couple other people, probably somewhere in there, Michael Jackson's dad or something like that. Anyway, so one of them with his gold ring on, basically, when they actually dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, they actually make this film, and this is black guy, and he wanted to wave at me, or wants to wave at he wanted to wave at the camera, saying, "Hi, I bombed you," and he was purposely like trying to try. It was actually to me because he had been raping every woman he possibly could see and possibly could get to. Anyway, I don't know why. I mean, most of his people were shot in self-defense. I mean, they would attack and kill people on the Titanic, but he wanted to make a personal message to me that he had basically taken down my America, taken down my white people, taken down my British, taken down my Irish. It was like I said, it was actually like Papa and the guy Papa, a black leader basically, the head of the black people pretty much, or one of them. Anyway, it was basically from like the 1920s. Basically, he was a small child, and pretty much his dad would go off and rape people with some others, and they went off to rape this other town, and pretty much they got shot or they got killed by a woman. Basically, they tried to rape this white woman, and she fought them off and then killed one of them or killed them. Anyway, and then they came back to seek vengeance on her, and her husband was a good shot, and he shot them all as they came onto the property, because he knew what was going to happen next. So as soon as they came up, and they just shot like five of them or six of them. So anyway, Papa was a young small child, like in the original one. There was a 1921 and there was a 1941. So anyway, the original Papa or whatever, or Bloods and Crips, and then he's the one who actually got, he's the one who actually chained down and started enslaving white people everywhere, and also started killing all the Mexicans and everybody else, and he was just raping everyone and killing everyone he possibly could, and that's what the Bloods and Crips were doing. So, and the black race basically. So, and then later on you get there's that guy, and that guy might have been Papa 1, and then there's Papa 2 or something like that, or Mr. Brown comes next in 1940, and then there's a 1940 Mr. Brown. I think it's Papa, then Mr. Brown, then like Mr. Black, or Black is somewhere around in there. Or the first one was Black, and then there's like five of them or 20 of them. Ask the Irish, ask the Chinese. They'll tell you all about. They'll tell you everything about what was going on. So he's like in a race war right away, from like 1920 on or 1910 on. He's like in a race war with basically the Irish, because Irish, I think it was an Irish woman or something like that, or a German woman or something. So he initially starts a race war with Germany, and then basically everybody else after that. Anyway, so that's what happens with that. And that's basically World War One, World War Two, and basically all the fighting. So that's all of it in a nutshell, pretty much. And then their whole idea is take that power, get that power, and then don't give it up, ever. So along with Nixon and Jimmy Carter and all the other ones and John McCain, they're doing that. So anyway, like I say, I don't really particularly need to bomb a city or bomb anything. I'm like, why not just use long-range rifles? Shoot them one at a time. We had the guns. We had the scopes. Like the first scope, what's called, was one of those extendable scopes. You could extend it out and put it, and it was mounted on a gun. And then you could see like 1,000 feet or so. The first scope was an extendable German-made scope that you just pull out, and it goes on your gun. And it goes between the barrel and skull, and you go, and there's a slight problem with the lenses getting loose or something like that. Anyway, later on we make these other scopes by using more lenses and stuff like that. Like I say, I've always been a gun manufacturer, always been a sight manufacturer. So back in 1800, 1700, we have these scopes, basically, and then we start building the better scopes, and then we start, because, I'm Germany, and Italy and all these other countries in America. So, I need good weapons to defend my people. Because I know my Germans are going to be going up against lots of people. So, I can't be, once I buy Germany, it's like these people are going to need to be able to defend themselves. So, I have the best. I always give my people the best. Best scopes, best body armor, best. And the blacks try and get in as my guards just so they can get the good equipment. So, but it's like, Anyway, with Britain and England and China, we all have I make sure that all my people have the best, in case they need to defend themselves. Because I know somebody's going to try and kill them. Anyway, like I say, the blacks and then the browns and everything and everybody like that, the Filipinos kind of do something. I'm not exactly sure what. Because they build a bunch of bunkers for the Germans, and then they basically turn around and turn the guns on the Germans and try and kill them all. So, they tried to take out after they built the bunkers. They then went, and they were paid. They then went and just went right into Germany to try and kill them all, or something. The Filipinos. So, that's that one NASA, that one guy. Those were his people basically, and he gets them to revolt and basically try and kill off all the Germans. And probably Mr. Brown is behind that as well. So, because, his daddy went to go rape some German woman, and she fought him off because my Germans knew hand-to-hand combat. Male and female Germans both knew how to defend themselves. It's the first thing I taught them, or first thing I made them learn is basically how to defend themselves. So they could take on 5 guys, no problem. Like a German woman could go and done, and they were really good. So Mr. Brown's daddy goes to go rape them, and it doesn't end so well. I think there's 3 of them, basically 3 big muscle brown black people or something. They try and say it's Irish that actually raped him or killed him, but it wasn't. It was the black people. It was the bloody pants, basically, the rapists and killers. Brown, black, red pants and gray suit, gray jacket. I think maybe a pink shirt. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway. So the blacks are basically running around with all the nice stuff and all the nice cars for a while. And they're trying to say that's, Harvard and Yale was involved somehow. So, and like I say, Yale is doing certain things, and they're doing it to the Germans and all kinds of stuff. And like I say, Brown and Black and the Bloods and Crips are probably behind everything. I don't really know. So, explain your own crazy existence. This is just all I know of it. Anyway. And basically, they're trying to kill me and trying to get rid of me and trying to get me killed and trying to get everyone to kill me or something like that. Trying to make me look bad or something. It's like, or they're trying to blame me for everything that they did. Like I say, they use the Japanese subs to go blow up a whole bunch of ships, and then they give the Japanese subs back with the evidence. And then they're like, it was the Japanese. I was like, the Japanese are too well trained. They would never lie. And they would never, ever do anything dishonorable. They're against that. It's how their race were. And I know them for 2 million years ago. It's like, tell me another lie. And then I find out they were put in prison for like 5 or 10 years and then executed. And then after the fact, they were found guilty of their crimes. It's what Nixon and, it's just all bull, it's just Mr. Brown. It's all, bullshit or shit. So Mr. Brown just basically turns the whole black race into basically a shit pile. And he does it proudly. Anyway, so anyway, that's what was going on in Belfast and around and with all the blacks. And that's why the whites and the blacks get in so many armed confrontation with the blacks. So basically, they were actively trying to steal and rob everything and burn everything down. So that's why the war gets so bad, because I allow the blacks to go over there and the blacks to go out, and then they start raping and killing. It's all the blacks, and some whites. So, and we track down all the teams. It's like this team hit this house, this team hit that house, and they're just, from D-Day invasion when they land, they kill people, blah blah blah, and then they go out and they rape all the Germans and everybody else. And basically, it's just, they were doing it. They were hitting Germany constantly. And from the German side, I'm like, these guys are going to come back.